And then in the other chamber, in the Senate, it is the reverse. So at the end of the day, we need to find a basis under which we can agree. And generally we fail at that. Every once in a while we succeed. And my efforts in neuroscience is a great example of success. I laid out for my colleagues that this is an area divorced from politics, in which the greater good is in the government moving aggressively in this direction. And then I crafted the initiative in a way that would engender support from the other team. That is to say, that I said on one level, I was prepared to quadruple our investment in brain research. But only once there was an agreement among all of the agencies of our government, the National Institutes of Health, the National Science Foundation, and the Food and Drug Administration, and all of the others, that they had to agree on the way forward and what investments need to be made, and that those investments had to be relative to making non-incremental disruptive progress in the field of neuroscience. And so, because the other team is always complaining about the waste of taxpayers' money, and they are not yet always convinced that the government is the right vehicle for investments. So it was crafted in a way in which they were able to support it, and we have gotten broad-based support in both parties. And then once passed, we turned over, because lawmakers are the last people you want to run anything. We turned it over to the executive branch to implement the brain initiative. So it was a marriage made in heaven. Next question.
That's the last question. You are involved in the network of cities in the States. So in these big cities, creativity is something very, to be creative is very important to change. And does the politicians in the cities be involved too in this kind of program?
I am because my home constituency is in the greatest city in the country. I won't say the world because I don't want to offend anyone, but at least the greatest city in America. My home constituency is in Philadelphia. And as part thereof, I have endeavored and created a caucus of other members who represent big cities in our country to work together on a bipartisan basis to advance the interests of urban areas, whether it's mass transit or education or housing and so on. But as part thereof, there's also a mutuality of interest in the area of science and innovation, because cities all over the world are the meccas for universities and scientific institutes to gather. So yes, there is interest. I spent over the weekend dinner with the governor of one of our great states, the governor of Massachusetts, who in Boston they have some of the best universities and research initiatives, and they've launched their own neuroscience initiative,
yes.
In which they put up $1 billion, American $1 billion, for a pre-competitive collaboration among universities and pharmaceutical entities to do some open source work together, my friend. So it has been an honor for us to spend some time together. I apologize that I have to go in a few minutes. I want to say hello to many of you individually, but I have a 9:30 public hearing around our investments in space, in which the administrator for NASA will be testifying, in which He may get a little rough time from some other people on the other team. And I need to be there because he's on my team. He's the president's appointee to run our space agency. So it's important to provide some equilibrium in the period. And I would be doing a disservice to my colleagues if I don't appear at the appointed time. But I want to say this, most importantly, it is my intention to visit again your country, and I would hope that we would spend some time and I could visit a number of the institutions represented here, and that we could renew our friendship at that time. And that's what I mean in terms of visit, I mean sometime this year. All right? So thank you. Merci.
IHEST